everyone, and welcome to another Golden Age Stories stream here. We are playing Mage the Ascension Technogate 1999. This is our first episode for this game, and today's episode is called Distress Call from the Sirius Solar System. So, before we get started here, I'm going to kind of go through the different characters here, and if you're watching on Twitch, we do have the ability for you to access the character sheets, some base character information on these, and I'm going to be updating and getting more information in there as well. But let's go through the different players that we've got here today with me. So I'm Frozen Fallout, your GM for this game. Today we are joined by Mike, who is playing Tycho Vance. So Mike, tell me about your character.
Hi everybody. I'm Moto Rory. I'm playing Tycho Vance. He grew up in the Technocracy. His mother is currently head of the Q division at Technogate Command in Madison, Wisconsin, which is an underground facility underneath the Air Force airfield. Yeah. And I went away for about 4 years, to adventure in the Umbra with some werewolves. And I came back about, 6 months to a year ago, and got placed on Technogate Team 42, and we've had some more adventures. And my father disappeared in the late 70s, and I'm, trying to find him. His name was Buck Samsonite.
All right. Yep, awesome.
Good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so Phaedra Bennett is being played by the lovely Amber. How's it going, Amber? And tell us a little bit about your character.
Going pretty good. So Phaedra Bennett grew up, was raised by a single mom in Las Vegas who was a stripper at a club. She was brutally murdered when Phaedra was 17. Phaedra walked in on her mother being murdered during a occult ritual by this guy called Madden. She spent the next 15 years tracking him down and learning about the occult. When she came across this band of people, Tycho and the rest, and just recently was able to finish her revenge on Madden. She's trying to figure out what to do next.
Awesome. All right, and my good friend Ricky is playing Robert Kell. Tell us a little bit how's it going, and tell us a little bit about your character, Robert.
It's going good. Robert is a recent transplant to Madison. He was working as a kind of debrief analyst psychologist for the Technocracy and kind of a lower level. And with the team started some of the Eldritch Terror stuff, he was brought in to keep an eye on mental state as they worked on their missions and that kind of thing. So he's very unfamiliar with was very unfamiliar with kind of the more hidden side of the Technocracy. That's all changed in his time with the team now, but definitely experiencing a lot that he never really thought was real or possible, and it's been an interesting time for him, but
yeah, you've definitely expanded your mind beyond the limitations that you thought it once had.
Yeah, even just the being in the action type thing too. Not
Oh
really
yeah.
something that he ever really would have been in before, but this team doesn't really let you like hang around and not get elbow deep and stuff, so that's how it goes.
Awesome. And my good friend Josh is playing Malakai. Tell us, or how's it going, Josh? And tell us a little bit about Malakai.
Hey, it's going well. Malachi grew up in a military household, uh, Air Force, and bopped around a bit before getting recognized to join into the Technocracy. That was a bit of rough waters, although he was still proficient enough that they didn't want to just get rid of him. And he ended up getting assigned to civilian security detail, maybe with a small side of monitoring, but he doesn't necessarily follow that too stringently. And so what the guys are getting into has been incredibly interesting. Not crazy, but very cool. And he is enjoying his time with this crew.
Awesome. Yeah. So one of the main things is we are starting a new kind of series here that's kind of an offshoot, or well, it's the continuation of our Technogate Season 0 and Season 1 games that has a fully concluded arc plot that we've done for that game. We're continuing on, and really the only major arc plot that we're kind of bringing over from that is that the world is nobody. There's a lot of talk and a lot of prophecy about the world ending in 1999, and time magic gets all wonky, and there is no really good ability to see beyond 1999. So a lot of time mages and prophecies and stuff are starting to kind of focus on this aspect of the world. Now, one of the things is the players did kill Muddin, a really powerful Nefandi that basically was trying to do a bunch of stuff to bring about the start of or the end of the world in 1999. But so they still are not able to see beyond 1999. Nobody knows what that means, though, in the grand scheme of things. So they could have drastically altered everything. So basically, we're starting very fresh, kind of at this point, and a lot of the goal here is that we're going to be going pretty episodic, with a very light arc plot that's kind of driving a lot of the background that we're going to be getting here at the beginning of Technogate Episode 1. Alright, so with that said, our heroes, having defeated Muddin, have been vacationing in the Umbra. There's different vacation spots out there that they've had their choice of being able to relax and enjoy their time off after defeating one of the most powerful Nefandi and kind of bringing back Technogate underneath the command of General Bridges. So, Phaedra, Malakai, Tycho, and Robert exit the Technogate with more grace than their first time, but not by much. The spins and feeling of the need to puke kick in with the force of a tornado, but the ability to access almost all locations in the cosmos is worth a little bit of dizziness. The 300-foot black hole that's been caged by the Technogate device hung behind them as they got their bearings. The roar of hundreds of maintenance crews and data analyzers at work in the main hangar bay just beyond the Technogate can be heard. Everybody make a perception plus alertness roll for me. Difficulty of 6.
Starting off strong.
Awesome.
Oh, dang.
So, as you guys get your bearings, you kind of look around the hangar bay here, and you see the normal ships kind of flying about. And one of the ships, though, does catch your eye. It's one you haven't seen before and is currently being worked on. And you take note that it states on it that it is the Orfeo, or the USS Orfeo.
Did we all just come through together? We
Yes.
didn't vacation together, did we?
No, but you were all called back at like the same time, basically. Like all met up at a specific spot and came back. Or you were all vacationing together. I don't know. But you all came back together. Doesn't matter.
I was not vacationing with them.
Ditto.
Wow.
I had my
Yes.
Parcheesi set for everybody, but apparently
I'm glad I gathered all this information on interstellar cruises.
So you guys had been called back from your vacation about a day early. And actually, let's do. Oh, forgot I need to. So this is the starship that you guys are seeing. It kind of has like a
ooh,
almost bird of prey kind of look to it. It also has a black hole generator at the very kind of center underneath the like main engine bay area.
have I ever seen a ship like this before?
You have seen like specs on like experimental concepts for this ship, and just kind of at a glance. But you have, it kind of registers in your mind that there's um, this is definitely like a prototype ship.
Sexy.
So you guys were called back about a day early and were told that they needed to have you meet with General Bridges immediately.
Well, that sounds good. General Bridges apparently is back. Or did that happen a while ago?
Yes, General Bridges, has basically at the end of Technogate, General Bridges was reinstated as the leader of Technogate, and all the charges were dropped as they were all fabricated and created by Muddin.
Cool.
Yeah, let's go say hi.
Yeah, we proceed.
All right, so you guys head over to. We'll go back to Technogate Command here. So you guys head over to General Bridges' office. As you guys enter in, you see him sitting behind his chair or his desk, and behind him is a giant screen that's currently displaying the Sirius Solar System. And there's like a little blip that's coming from the.
We don't see that on our
You
screens.
don't see that. Dang it! I gotta remember to move you guys. You don't just move with me. I wish that would be. But it makes sense. Okay, so So
about
there's a
this
little
one?
like blip coming from the on the screen here, and he says, Technogate Team 42, good to have you guys back. Sorry to call you guys back so early.
It was one day. That's not much of an issue. It's good to see you back behind the desk.
Well, if it wasn't for your guys' hard work, I wouldn't be here. He goes up to shake your hand.
I wouldn't so much call it hard work as doing our duty.
Well, I am going to have to call upon you once again to do your duty. Although this time, I don't think that you're going to be complaining much, Tycho. And he walks back over to his desk and grabs 4 files and hands them out to you.
Do I complain? Is that a thing that I do?
You were complaining.
I'm just coming to the realization that for every mission we're sent on, we don't have to worry that we're being sent there to die.
I was really rough on you guys. You guys got some toys for the work. So he said he says so. Let me get you up to speed here, but your mission briefing there will get you the rest of the way. But I need you to leave immediately on the Orfeo, one of our new experimental ships, to head to the star system Sirius. We are getting a distress call, or I should say we got a distress call. The distress call is no longer emanating from that star system, but we need you to go there immediately to investigate this. The distress call is encoded with a very special, unique resonance that belonged to a very important agent of ours. And I think Tycho is somebody that will be very pleased to hear this, but this is the first time that we've heard from Buck Samsonite since his disappearance in 1980.
I dropped my folder in slow motion.
Well,
That's it. That's all I do.
Okay. He says,
I'm in shock.
he kind of just like looks over and he says, I know that this might come to you as a shock, Tycho, but I believe that your team may be the only team that can save your father.
Shot.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but I appreciate that you're sending us on this one.
I
Suit up
believe
and go
that
save
you
your
are
dad.
going to be perfectly suited for this.
Do you know something I don't?
No, actually. One of the things, the only thing that we know about your father's disappearance is that in 1998 he was sent on a mission directly sent by Control, encoded in
78.
security clearance that is only accessible by Control. And the mission was labeled top secret, and then we have not heard from him since. The mission is not even labeled as him being MIA. He's still an active officer. This is the first sign of him since he left in 1998.
Do you mean 1978?
1980, sorry. Was it 78 or 80?
78.
Okay.
78.
I gotta look at that revised one. Okay, so it'd be 1978.
I was trying for years to get to that file. Well, now I know why. I was never able to access it.
You and me both. Well,
You weren't able to access it?
no, I mean, the only thing that I am able to access is that he went on a mission. I don't even know the name of the mission. The only thing that I know is that it's control level security, because I hacked the rest of the way.
So Control sent him on this mission directly?
Correct.
Wow. Has that even happened since?
Not to my
That you
knowledge.
know? Yeah, I mean, Control sends out directives as far as I know, but it doesn't send individuals on. Yeah, that's... How long did the signal last? How long was it on?
The signal was only on for about 60 seconds. There was a brief window that it seemed to be coming out, and the only thing that we got from it is its location, and and we are not able to pinpoint exactly. Everything that we have regarding the Sirius Solar System is that it is a binary star system with no realms that we know of existing there. Nothing shows up in our database, and we have no registered information regarding any deep exploration or any reason why we needed to go out that far.
Yeah. Can we get that ship?
Yep,
The
you
Orfeo?
guys are. So I am going to be commissioning that ship to you. I have also have your laboratory and your psychiatric room and your combat armor are all prepared on the ship as well.
Ship?
You will be taking the Orfeo, the NCC Orfeo. It is our new destroyer class starship, and is designed for the ability to generate small wormholes to be able to navigate the deep umbra.
Oh, wow. It must be outfitted with the new X-22 umbral compensators to pull that off.
Oh, that baby has some tricks up its sleeve that nobody's ever seen.
Damn.
Kind of crazy.
Assuming that we are going to be leaving as quickly as possible, I am going to go and get all my gear loaded up. Now that I know that we have this kind of transport.
All right. Any other questions before you head out? All right. Dismissed.
Holy shit, you guys.
Guys, we have a spaceship.
Yeah. We have a spaceship.
I mean, I'm just kind of happy I got a lab, so
You got 2 labs.
3 labs. And I have people to work in my labs. Ugh, the things I can do. But yeah, we got a spaceship.
I think Phaedra's more excited about interns.
you mean clones?
Not yet.
People I trust? Oh, that's so they're all just Phaedras. I see. Okay.
I mean, it's the easiest way to know that they won't turn their back on me.
Are you
If
fucking
they are.
kidding me? I would not make a clone of myself. The moment that my clone was created, my clone would kill me. Because it would know.
Yeah, my clone would be like plotting ways to take my spot.
No, you always make your clones a little dumber and a little off to make sure that you still know who you are.
Like Stewie?
Oh man, I would be afraid that like
No, I'm going to make a bunch of pinkies. I'm the brain.
Pinky's the smart one.
That's only hinted at.
you see me like lugging large ammo crates and shit to the ship.
If we ever have to have that situation where I have to shoot the evil Phaedra, I'm just going to have to shoot both of them, right?
I mean, I'm assuming that you have some type of failsafe that you're coming back anyway. So yeah, I think way less risk to just take out both and reboot the good one.
Yes, every morning I take a mental scan of myself to know all my memories for that day. If you have to kill me, fine. Just make sure that you put my memory card in the clone vat.
Yeah, but let's not tell the clones that we're gonna just kill you outright. So they're all like, "No, kill the evil one." And like, all right, you're the one suggesting not killing both. You're dead. Boom. Be like a trick.
I'm not sure we have that capability yet, but
well, the clones wouldn't have they wouldn't have an avatar. So a simple prime scan should be able to tell which one's which.
Yeah, how would that work?
We could solve this problem when we cross that bridge because it's.
I'll just make all the clones bald.
Man, I would hate you for making me bald.
All your clones just grow body hair. That just seems like a weird.
I mean, it would be the easiest way to tag someone. Or like give them numbers. I don't know. We would figure it out.
Or mouths coming out the sides of their necks.
Why are you so fascinated with mouths on the side of necks?
I want one person to be able to be a single barbershop quartet.
All right.
And I want it to be a velociraptor.
And it will only serve you.
I want a velociraptor with 4 mouths who sings space shanties. Okay.
If you had 4 mouths, would you need to proportionally enlarge your lung capacity to be able to hold a note of any length?
I feel like you would constrict the vocal area. So,
but then you wouldn't have as much projection.
I
think it would be, you would just make like 6 sets of lungs, and then each mouth.
Yes, you would definitely have to like. So you're talking like enlarging your chest cavity quite a bit to make room for these extra mouths.
Oh, it looked pretty dominant.
And they would just have like camel humps, but instead of storing water, it's lungs.
Okay.
So the things you learn on Technogate.
So I'm going to use my new requisition ability to just get all of the old 60s era, 70s era adventuring equipment, just like put into crates and load it onto the ship.
All right. Go ahead and roll charisma plus requisitions.
How do we do that?
Also, we just got a follow from Fables RPG. Thank you so much for the follow. And definitely something I'm going to go take a look at. Looks like they're a new tabletop RPG that's in the making. So that seems kind of cool. Thank you so much for the follow. And since this is the first time that we've had a follow that happened during the stream, I'm going to go ahead and give everybody 1 experience point for being so awesome that
marketing incentive.
Get your friends to follow you so you can get money, get experience points. That's not a guarantee.
Guys, if you can get 5 of your family members to follow me, I can get another spear in mind.
Oh, just think what happens when we get a sub, dude.
Well, I hope you have a logarithmically diminishing return on these things.
I hope he doesn't.
Sorry, geometric. Shouldn't be logarithmic. That would be stupid.
Exponential?
So you got 4 successes, it looks like?
Looks like.
All right, 4 successes. With 4 successes, I'm gonna definitely say yeah, you're able to get a bunch of um, retrograde, stuff that that exists because you played with it a whole bunch during your childhood. So
Yeah.
He's
The
grown
old
up
stuff.
playing with the army requisitions.
Well, I mean, you got to remember the late 70s, early 80s. There was such a boom,
That's true.
you know. Although ironically, their shit that they made at the time would have looked like the stuff from 20 years in their future. So I was actually playing with the stuff from like the 50s.
yeah, exactly. That was
You know,
equal to
the stuff
tech
they
that
can
was in the 80s, or well, in the
70s, yeah. Yeah, it's all the stuff that they just left on the shelf because nobody cared.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So, do we need to transfer anything from our labs if we want to like be working on stuff, or do the labs have like a real-time connection with each other?
So that's a good question. I was thinking about that, whether it is the same exact room and just combining the two space-time continuums, or whether it's an individual room. And I think for the purposes of not having it be ultra super powerfully magical, I'm gonna have it be that these are two separate. You have one on the
Okay,
ship and
that
one
makes sense.
on the thing, and they've already set up and moved over all, set up your to not your liking, but the base
Yeah.
setup is there for you.
Well, then I'm gonna go arrange my room accordingly, or make people do it for me.
yeah, and I'm going to personally clean out the TG42 office, because there are certain things.
Yeah, I'm gonna gather up all of our most recent, profiles and scans and analysis, and start getting all that transferred over to the ship.
And I travel light, so I'm already fully transferred to the ship, but I am going to start going over that suit. It's new and it's exciting. It's a new toy. And so I'm going to like familiarize myself with it and like the maintenance routines. I'm going to treat it just like I would treat a gun. Daily cleaning.
Absolutely. All right, so yeah, that goes all according to plan, and let me double check here. Did
Once I feel the
yes.
ship take off, I'll probably head to the bridge.
So if you remember, Captain Rebecca Williams is your captain. She greets you, and you guys had flown with her before. You guys were flying this when she was flying this baby back in the day. But she got a new commission and has been given the shakedown for this starship. She gives you a warm welcoming and Orfeo. And says she's ready to depart immediately. Just to give her the word.
How long will it take? It
S-
doesn't matter to leaving or not, but
so Technogate will. We're going to be taking the Technogate gate, which will be, one big jump to get to Sirius. To get back, it will probably take us a week. We'll have to make some jumps.
Right.
We need to go back to my apartment and grab that portable node from my bathroom.
Tycho, you should inquire whether or not we can.
Is that something that we can do without?
You don't necessarily
any
need
trouble at
that
this point?
portable one for on the starship, unless
Yeah.
unless you're going to be
What's
bringing
the-
it with you to the planet and you want to store it, or to whatever realm that you're going to. So it might not be a bad idea, but I don't think you need it immediately, and you won't need it for this specific mission. There is a node on the starship, a node of 5.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, never mind then.
Yeah, we can
Keep
get
that
it
one.
transferred over. We can get it transferred over later.
We should keep that one on the down low. Surprise node.
Just make sure you're collecting all the tasks from it. You gotta work out that stuff. You are not going to be able to collect the tasks from this. The ship uses the task as its fuel.
Right, so we can't collect the tasks from it.
Not from this spaceship's, but you can get energy from it. Quiescence you can draw from it. But
Okay.
the
Oh,
raw
yeah.
tasks that comes out of it is being used to immediately fuel the starship.
Yeah.
In fact, it's a much more powerful than a level 5 node, actually, that's inside of this thing. But all of that's just being used to fuel the rest. There's 5 points for you guys to use.
Cool. In that case, there's only one thing that I need to do. I need to go talk to my mother.
Your mother is away currently.
What? How convenient for you.
She's not even here to see you off on this awesome spaceship ride.
She
She's
actually, before you guys went on your thing, she went on a secret mission and has not returned since yet.
Oh no, you got 2 missing parents.
You can call me the orphan.
Okay,
Oh,
Batman.
Orfeo.
Oh.
My parents are dead.
It's gonna be a real awkward conversation once we get to Sirius.
Wait, no, let me rephrase that. My parents, one of them might be dead and the other one is just doing stuff.
Both of them might just be doing stuff.
my parents are just doing stuff.
Basically, they just don't want to be around me.
I'm unnecessarily
understand why.
complicated. All right.
Do we need anything else on the way to Sirius?
So when my
Let's
mom's
get-
not there, I just
Get
do nothing.
serious.
I do want to make sure that my father's journal and the USB from the future is on the ship, because that's the thing that I'm going to work on.
Awesome. Yeah. Good to remember those, definitely. So, if that is all, then the ship is going to take off. All right. So, the ship takes off and heads into the Technogate here, and kind of lifts off.
Where do I sit?
So there is a. Let's see here.
Is it like I'm in my quarters, or are there chairs on the bridge for us?
There's chairs on the bridge for you.
Okay.
So let me do this real quick.
I want to stand near my chair.
Yeah, see, I'm feeling Legends of Tomorrow, that kind of vibe, that ship.
So let me give you a little view here of the bridge.
Oh.
Oh, damn. It's so JPEG-y.
I'm just,
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, no, it takes a bit. It gets there. Looks real good. Yeah, I'm gonna be like just standing, walking around until I'm told that, hey, this is you may want to sit down for this.
Yeah, they have like the grav plating and stuff like that, so the ship doesn't usually shake unless it would be hit by a large object or something like that.
Unless
Yeah.
I'm needed on bridge, I'm gonna always be in my lab.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be in my lab as well.
I'm going to be in one of these chairs over here where I'm clicking.
You're like, I want to be piloting this.
You want to be in the pilot seat?
No, that's not the pilot seat. That's
Yeah,
the
it is.
observation.
That is an ops. Yeah, that is a good.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Because you don't need to see out the windows to pilot a spaceship. The sensors are for that.
Although it might help. But yes. So, you guys.
If anybody needs me, I'll be in astrometrics.
Ooh, yes. So the trip there is pretty quick and easy. You guys take the Technogate portal to the outskirts of the solar system. Due to the shielding and all of the grav plating, that normal woozy, crazy tornado spin of gut-wrenching horror that you feel when you get spliced apart in going through a black hole is not felt, and you just kind of see like the world kind of like slow down and like kind of almost like stringify, and then you kind of pop out, and before you see the Sirius star system as you guys land at the very edge of the solar system. The captain calls out for a scan to be made. Shields up, charge weapons, and prepare for anything. We are in the deep unknown. This isn't Star Trek, people.
What's her name again?
It was
Rebecca.
Captain Rebecca Williams. Captain will do.
Good to know.
Sir will work in a pinch.
I want to make my way over to the sensor station. I'm trying to figure out which computer sees life forms on this ship and outside of it.
Yeah, there's a sensor station that you can go to scan for life forms.
In which case, I'm going to leer over the guy and just watch what he does and how he does it.
Okay.
In case I ever want to take over.
So you see like a sensor sweep being done by the main like ops officer, kind of over by the area that Mike is actually sitting, and the scan comes back, and you see that there's a kind of blip on the screen, in between the two stars. There seems to be something, and he kind of scans in on it, starts calculating and getting more specific, narrowing down the direction of the sensors and focusing it in on that point in order to try and get a better resolution on it. And you hear the ops officer look back and say, "Sir, I think that we have another spaceship that's in the solar system." He says, "Can you bring it up on screen?" He says, "We're too far out in order to get a visual at this time. I can only get a large power reading coming from it. Definitely has an old technocratic signature to it. Looks like, if I'm reading this correctly, this is design specs for power distribution from the 1980s on solar, or sorry, not 19, the 1800s, the 19th century. Specs, Captain, this doesn't make any sense. He kind
Wow,
of.
that surprised me. I'm gonna come over and look over his shoulder.
She says, bring us in, Helm. Bring us closer. Let's get a reading on this thing. And as you guys approach closer into the area, there is a little like nebula in between the two stars that this solar sail ship is flying. And they bring it up onto the screen. You see, it's got almost like a steampunky solar sail setup.
Do I recognize this at all?
Go ahead and make a or you have hypertech and intelligence, difficulty of 8.
Doop, boop, doo. Damn.
Ooh. Yes.
Boy.
So this is a design that you have seen. You're really into this retro kind of stuff. This is a design that was made in 18. Where was that? 1861. It is called the plainly the solar sail ship that was designed during that time by Alexa Solar, a void engineer that when the void engineers were part of the Technocracy at that time, she had studied underneath Maxwell, and
Do you mean the Sons of Ether?
no, Virtual Adept.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think you said Void Engineer.
Oh, did I say Void Engineer? Sorry. A Virtual Adept. I apologize. I do that a lot with those two. So yes, Virtual Adept when they were part of the Technocracy. I apologize.
Yeah, so I'll like, as they zoom in on it, I'll be like, wow, that's one of the original solar sail ships that the Virtual Adepts made back in the 1850s or 60s. There's no way one of those could have survived out here that long. Well, there shouldn't be a way.
I want to just point to some random person next to me and be like, "You, get me schematics of that ship."
All right. They do like a full download. It does have some weapons systems on it, but they're all ancient and crude, mostly projectile and completely useless. There is there is like a shielding that it has, but it comparatively to your weaponry, your weaponry basically makes it so that it doesn't have any shields.
Docking, does it have has it got the standardized docking port, or is this something that
Yeah, it does have a docking port for a small shuttle. Your ship also does have 2 shuttles that are on it that are, can hold about like, I don't know, I guess if you jam-packed it full, you might be able to fit like 10 people into a shuttle, but regularly like 5 people in a shuttle.
Got to bring those red shirt interns. Captain, can I have access to one of these terminals here? I think I'm pretty good at scanning things,
At your disposal.
All right, so I sit down and so I'm going to do sphere scans.
Okay.
Let's see.
What spheres are you using?
Everything but life at level 1.
Okay.
Do you want me to just roll a ret, or
Let's have you
do,
just do roll and a ret right now. Difficulty of 4. All right. So yeah, you get back a good amount of scans on it. Do you have time?
yeah, I've got a dot of time.
So yeah, it was created in 1965, and is there's definitely some time distortion that is going on with it. Like it's had the effects of time dilation happening to it. But it's not drastic. It's the effects are pretty minimal, but it's definitely gone through some time dilation, um, and it is powered basically off of the principles, almost all on the concepts of solar sail technology, the ideas of what Maxwell came up with in around 1860 or so.
I'm gonna send a message to Phaedra and Robert and be like, "Hey, you guys, get up to the bridge. We got contact here. Need your help scanning."
Other than that, you don't get any real. There's a little bit of. I mean, the ship is basically made up of almost all disciplines that you're using. Forces, well, besides mind, there is a mind that's on it, of course, though.
Yeah, but I can only get there's just confirmation that there is some sort of intelligence there.
Right. Yeah. There's some person that's on it. You get a signature of a mind on it, but it's not. There's nothing really special about. It's definitely a cool, powerful ship, especially for its day. But in the base concepts of what's going on here, there's nothing really special.
Well, they are doing their scans, and the captain is bringing us closer. I am going to go put on the armor because who knows what's going to happen.
You're like, I'm getting suited up.
Exactly. So that is what I will be doing. I assume it takes a little bit of time to put that on.
Just to let you know, too, Tycho, says Rebecca, Captain Williams. She says, I'm gonna give you full leisure as to what you want me to do here. We're stealthed right now. We're running so that we are not being visible by them. I'm not going to make any contact with them, and I'm going to leave this up to your decision making. I see no threat here.
Well, let's go ahead and approach and get to a safe distance away. I was hoping for my other team members here to do some scanning before.
Yeah, I'd like to get a good
approach.
scan of the kind of emotional state. Any kind of strong feelings and thoughts that might be going on from that apparent person within the ship there.
That's a good question. So I want you to do an arret difficulty of 5. And I'm going to do, just this. Okay.
Successive.
So you get a feeling of, yeah, I'm gonna go with it. So you get like a feeling of intense concentration. There's like spouts of anger. There's just a lot of adrenaline that's happening, and it's all coming from one person.
So I couldn't even, well, yeah, because I don't really have enough correspondence probably to be
I could assist.
reading actual thoughts in this range, right?
What do you have in correspondence?
Just one.
Yeah.
Would you like me to assist you then?
If you could, I'd really
Well,
like.
you can use the spaceship actually for
Oh,
the
yeah, okay.
correspondence aspect of it, I would say.
I can't make a lot
So-
of sense out of what I'm seeing right now, but whatever this person's doing, they are
Yeah.
very intensely doing it.
I have.
So when you try and jump into her mind, though, if you try and push any deeper, there is definitely wards up that prevent you from entering her mind. You can try and break them down if you wish, but there's no way to get into the person's mind. But you can slowly start using these successes to break it down if you wish.
What do you guys think? Should we try busting through, or do you think that'll seem too hostile if we get caught?
I mean, that's definitely if you get caught, we're in trouble.
I think it's probably a safer bet to just go there.
Can I do a life scan to see if this person is human? If they're wounded, all that stuff.
Age.
Age appropriate.
Yeah, do an Arret roll. Difficulty of 4. All right. Yeah, you get a strong life signature coming from this individual. It registers as female. There's a healthy, probably in their prime of their life person, and they do seem to have some effects of that are very residual, and you can because of the amount of successes you've gotten, you can kind of get this idea that she definitely went through some sort of cryostasis at some point, and possibly for an extended amount of time, but that effect has worn off a long time ago.
Okay.
What was the thing earlier about time? The time sphere. What was it telling me?
The time sphere told you that there was some time dilation that had also happened to the ship.
Okay.
When she went through cryostasis, we should be careful when we engage.
At some point, you hear me over the intercom being like, all right, I'm in shuttle A. It's the right one.
The correct one or the one on the right?
It's the one. Well, it's the one on the right coming from my room. I have no idea. I don't know the layout well enough to.
Wait, starboard or port?
Hold on. Let me turn. It is starboard. No,
Oh,
port.
it's the right
It's port.
side.
I go to the one on the left.
Yeah, it's port.
I follow Robert. I don't know.
I don't either.
Okay, full suits though for everybody. We don't know about hard vacuum here, and want some radiation protection. Shit, I had a question for Phaedra about the life signature.
Just let you know, you guys have not tried to communicate with this ship.
Oh yeah, I mean we could just talk to them.
Well, I figured we'd do that from the shuttle right outside, so we can pick up. If she's like, "Yeah, pick me up," we can just pick her up.
Don't let her see the destroyer. Just show her the shuttle.
Well, I feel that that's less. Yeah, I think that's a better
Yeah,
idea.
it's less threatening.
Plus, it puts at worst it puts us in danger, and not the whole ship, not the whole. Not the
And
whole.
then a bit of an advantage.
Yeah. Can we scan and figure out what kind of scanning capabilities this ship has?
Yeah.
It should be in the technical documents.
Yeah, the sensors, technical documents, and scans that you guys kind of have on this thing Its sensors suck. I mean, comparatively to what it can probably scan out to like a light year, at its longest range, and probably besides that, it's using telescope optical type stuff to see stuff. It doesn't, it's the ability
What?
for it to truthfully scan is probably only within 100 meters of it, maybe.
Okay. Here's what I'd like to do. We load up on the shuttle, and then cloaked get as close as we can to it without it like seeing us, and then we bounce a signal back through the destroyer to hail the ship, so that if it does try to run, we'll already be there.
Well, can we just hail the ship from the shuttle?
Yeah, because then if they
Well,
try
yeah,
to
I
run,
wanna-
they might run straight into the destroyer.
Yeah, but I don't want it to know the shuttle is right there. That's why I bounced it.
Right, so you want to make them think that it's coming from the destroyer, but that coming from the area that the destroyer is, but coming from the shuttle.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're trying to make it so that the shuttle appears to be in that spot. Because that would be where they. And also remember though that all of these not so technologically advanced things can become very crazy if put in the hands of techno mages, of course.
Yeah, and also we have to remember that ship is not entirely going to be our paradigm, so some of our shit's going to go wrong. Phaedra, can you load us up with some non-lethals?
Yeah, I can do that. What do you want? Do you just want like Trink serum, or
Could you make
shutting
that
down
serum?
full consciousness? Like, what level of non?
I have a
do you want?
toy that I've been working on that basically induces a seizure.
That sounds pleasant.
It's way less destructive than it sounds. It's fairly safe actually. It
I
just
mean, I can do that too.
yeah, but doesn't yours require like physical like touch to the person or no?
I mean, you can just shoot them
Oh,
with it.
that works.
I mean, is yours more like is it a device?
Yeah, it's like basically kind of just overloads your senses and your mind at the same time. So
Kind of like those microwave
it's like a flashbang plus brainwave inhibitor,
Okay.
but localized, so it wouldn't
Will
affect us.
we be okay? Okay. We turn on the dumb switch.
It's got like a beam emitter that kind of shapes it to stay within a pretty localized like beam shape.
Do you have more of those?
No,
Okay, so you've got one.
I've got
those.
one.
Okay. Phaedra, you've got some sort of trank gun?
I mean, yeah, and I can just keep making vials.
Yeah. Josh, can I say that I have unlocked one of the gun's settings that I didn't know about before, and I turned a dial and like pushed it, and I was like, oh, there's a stun setting, and it just does like bashing damage.
Yeah.
All right.
I have
I pull out
regular
my gun.
bullets just in case it goes real south. I'll shoot last. How about that?
But you're so good at shooting.
I actually want to have a conversation with you, Phaedra, at some point about seeing if I can't get your trank outfitted to work with a 10 millimeter. But that is not a conversation for right now. So in the future, we'll get some trank darts for my pistol. But I'll just be.
I thought you guys already did that.
Yeah, I mean, you should have already asked me for that.
Absolutely I should have. Honestly, I've just been leaving it up to you. But like, if somebody needs tracking, it's Phaedra's got it.
Every shape and size got you, Holmes.
So yeah, if even if it's just I have to single load it because it doesn't work with the clip or a magazine, I will. I'll still have that, And
Well, just put it in one of your multiple gimbaled guns that's attached to your suit.
Yeah, no, I would have made you a special clip with just these bullets.
oh, that would be so. That's so nice. You get like some chocolates or maybe I'll have to think
Give me
about
a
it.
nice bottle of whiskey. How
Yes.
about that?
There you go. Or just you're getting wild turkey. That's what you're getting.
Ah,
I'll
Plus
make
that-
it work.
How many guns are built into his suit? His 8-foot tall Space Marine suit.
Iron Man.
Iron Man or War Machine?
Yeah, I'm picturing a cross between Space
War Machine.
Marines
Well,
from Warhammer, the Fallout 4 power armor, and Iron Man's.
so I would say that your suit looks very much similar to our Technogate. You kind of have become our mascot for Technogate here.
So that guy has a definite Big Daddy vibe, but I'm okay with that. And so yeah, that's what I'm wearing while we're having this conversation in the shuttle. If you guys came to the shuttle, I'm just in that suit, just like, yep, ready to go.
Takes me a second to find out he's already in the suit.
I thought he was meeting us here.
Yeah, where is he? Malakai. All right, so we're coming up on about an hour into this, and we did get it started a little bit late. I do apologize for anybody that was waiting on us. I do apologize. But we're going to go ahead and take a break. I think this is a good little break spot here, and we're going to be back in probably about, say, 10 minutes. So 9:10 we will start back up here, and if you're watching on YouTube, hopefully I clipped out this 10-minute spot, because I should do that. Reminder. So we had left our heroes last. They had boarded a shuttle to go and contact this ancient solar starship that they have encountered in the Sirius Solar System. So the Technogate 42 team has just boarded one of their shuttles and departed from their destroyer. And the plan, if I understand it correctly, is that you guys are going to bounce a signal off of your destroyer so that it seems like your shuttle is in the location of the destroyer from sending the signal. And you're going to hail this ancient craft.
Yeah, it's more like routing it through, not bouncing it through. But yeah.
I have no idea.
It's proxying the signal for us.
Okay. Yes, words that are important.
Yeah.
So, the signal bounces off, because that's what I'm gonna say. Anyways, using the destroyer as a proxy, you contact the...
Yes. Open a channel. On screen.
And your hail is answered. On your screen is displayed a fair-looking woman with a insane battle station for a computer battle station of gaming console equipment behind her, multiple screens, a beat up gaming chair, and a virtual VR headset on on her, and she smiles and goes, "Wow, I did not expect anybody to make it all the way out here. What are you guys doing here?"
Greetings. I am Tycho Vance of the Technogate command ship Orfeo. We picked up a signal coming from this star system. Am I to presume that came from your ship?
Signal? She kind of goes over and, or you see her like kind of like tap in the air. She said, "I didn't get any signal.
Did you send one out?
My name is Alexa Solar. I definitely did not send out any signal.
Alexa Solar? Wait, so out of game, is that the person who designed these ships?
This ship, yeah.
Yep. Yes, yep, she was the person that created the solar ship that you see before you and had registered with the Technocracy before going MIA. There isn't much info. Well, you guys didn't do like a deep dive on her at all through your Technogate stuff, but yeah, basically she's just the inventor of this and had gone MIA after creating it.
In the 1860s.
Yes.
She looks
Does
good for
she
her age.
look the same? Yeah, she looked fair.
Yes. Looks very fair.
She's not going to be happy what happened with her faction in Technocracy.
This may sound like a strange question, Miss Solar, but do you know what year it is?
Oh, absolutely. 1999.
Oh, okay.
Ask
Well,
where
then.
you've been since. What year was that?
Yeah, you've been missing since the 1860s, apparently.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess I would be considered missing probably in your files. That makes sense.
So you are aware of the cultural and faction changes?
She kind
Since
of
your time?
taps on the VR headset. She's like, "I've been able to stay connected."
Oh, well then,
Interesting. Alright.
So
I
what's
guess
the
sorry to-
Technocracy doing way out here?
well, you said you've stayed connected. Are you familiar with one of our operatives from a few decades ago named Buck Samsonite?
Aha, Buck! Yeah, I know Buck.
Tycho's
Well,
face
I
was...
knew Buck,
What?
I guess. Well, maybe. I don't know, I could say I know him.
Yeah, we picked up a signal encoded in his security signature coming from this solar system. You don't know anything about that?
Well, that makes sense, but I definitely didn't get anything. That's interesting. I would think that well, I mean, I guess I didn't really get to know him very well, but he seemed like a good guy when I met him. But no, I didn't receive any signal from him at all. Perhaps it was directed only at you guys.
Actually, going back to the signal, was there like a time delay or something? Like it was sent years ago or something?
No.
Or was it Okay, it happened recently. Okay.
Yep, it was a quantum signature, so you guys got it immediately.
Nice.
I want to roll and see if she's lying.
Ooh,
All
I can
right.
help with
Yeah.
that.
What is it? Do I believe her?
I would say base. Yeah, she doesn't seem like she's lying at all.
We're boarding,
but
right?
doing a roll here. Phaedra, you think she's telling the truth. Robert, you think she's telling the truth.
Oh, that was my old roll.
Oh, that's an art too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Is
that's
that
an old roll. Yep.
subterfuge manipulation?
Yes. No, sorry. You can do perception. You could do manipulation, perception, or sorry. You could use either manipulation or perception, and then it's empathy.
Yep, only 2.
I'm just waiting on Phaedra's roll.
Three.
Oh, there you go.
All right. So yep. Both Robert and Phaedra feel like she's not being deceptive at this point. She says, "So how do you know Buck?"
Let's just say that we're an interested party. We were the team sent to go find his signal.
So you're telling
But,
me after abandoning him for this long that finally the Technocracy has come looking for Buck. Wow, you guys
Technogate
are
Command
slow.
They've been trying to find him for decades.
You're the ones who sent him here. How the hell do you not know where he is?
Wait.
What do you know about it?
We're boarding, right?
Well, apparently I know more than you, which I am very surprised about. Why doesn't I mean, I guess I never really dug into.
No. According to the Technogate command files, he was sent out here by direct order of command, which is rare.
And actually, you don't even
control.
have where he was sent. You just have that he was sent somewhere.
Yeah. Up until now, nobody has been able to access the files. We don't even know where he was sent. Maybe we can talk about this in person.
Yeah, I'd be willing to do that.
Your ship or ours?
I'm always more comfortable on mine, of course.
I'm in the airlock.
I decloak the shuttle. We're already pretty close.
Well, come on aboard.
Sorry for the subterfuge. We obviously didn't know whether or not you would be friendly. So
you see her tap a few things in the air and says, "Oh, it's always expected when dealing with the Technocracy." And she opens up one of her airlocks for you guys to dock.
All right, autopilot.
All right, so you guys dock onto her ship, make your way into her gaming / command area. The place is trashed. Like, there's just notes and books all over the place. Beer cans.
You know what it looks like when you're living out of your car? Imagine that for like hundreds of years.
It reminds me of home.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Phaedra, this looks like your apartment.
But of course, she has like multiple screens all over the place and gaming consoles and looks like actually, and some of the stuff that you kind of see is like there's like a PlayStation 7 that she has. which a PlayStation, the PlayStation just came out recently, like 1995 or 1996.
Yeah, late
So-
90s. So anyway, I'm Tycho Vance. This is Phaedra, Robert, and the guy in the suit is Malakai. I guess
PlayStation was 2003, by the way.
Wait, the original PlayStation was 2003?
That's what I just found.
No,
That's
it was
not
definitely that is definitely not true.
It makes sense.
PlayStation 2, maybe.
Wait. 94. Okay. That makes way more sense.
Okay, I was gonna
Yeah.
I wonder which one it looked up for me when I just like did the quick Google.
Yeah, which Google, which did it grab?
But in any case, so she says, "Oh, I'm Rebecca Solar, and welcome aboard the Solar Haven."
I'm sorry, was that Rebecca or Alexa?
Sorry, Alexa. Rebecca's your captain.
Yeah. Well, I've already introduced everybody here. So what are you doing out here?
Oh, well, I came out here long ago to escape humanity. I learned that I had a resistance to the effects of deep umbral space, and even if I existed in outer space forever, I would not become disappropriated or something. I can't remember what the name of it is, but basically I wouldn't become a spirit if I got stuck out here. And I had become fascinated with the creation of a solar sail ship and to see if it would actually be able to make it to another world. So I built the solar haven here. Once I got her ship ready, I sent her to the star that would generate the most amount of energy for me, Sirius, and saw if I could make it all the way out here. I invented, cryo sleep in order to allow me to endure the journey, and after 100 years, I had arrived at the Sirius Solar System and built my haven here and have lived here ever since.
So you've been awake here for what, 40-ish years? Maybe 30.
I mean,
What do you do out here?
I have not necessarily been awake the entire time. I would say that I usually take a few years nap every so often. I still have the cryo chamber.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I was able to get access to the digital web when I learned of it, and been able to keep up with the idioms of society.
Oh, you can access the digital web from out here?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense given all the stuff you've got in here. Wow. So, what was your relationship with Buck Samsonite? That must have been a while ago. Even
Oh
for
yeah, and I mean, I wouldn't say I'd have a relationship with him, but I did meet him in 1980 when he when he arrived in the solar system looking for altered Earth. He stopped by. I had already mapped out the solar system, so he worked with me in order to locate the realm. Um, and he never told me exactly what his mission from the Technocracy was, but seeing as he was a void engineer and our rivalry wasn't of I see you guys more as rivals than enemies, and it seemed like he was on an important mission. So I worked with him in order to locate the realm, and uh, he left. The next thing that I know, not too long after, I would say maybe a few days later, there was this crazy contraption that was built around altered Earth, and it's been locked away ever since. I've tried hacking it. I've tried figuring out a few things, but it's not really my concern, and I don't have the power to deal with whatever the hell's going on there, and so I left it be.
This altered Earth thing, it's a planet in the system, or
Yes.
or what?
It is a realm in the system. So when I arrived in what was it, 1965, I had started charting the Sirius Solar System looking for powerful nodes, and to my surprise, I found a copy of Earth in the a large orbit around the Sirius Solar System here. It seemed to have been created sometime around the 1945 during World War II, and built off of the concepts and fears of a nuclear war in World War III. From my understanding, something happened around 1962, I believe, during the Cuban Missile Crisis, where things drastically changed when there was some virtual adept that, Adam Levin, a virtual adept who had discovered the realm before even I had arrived here. He saved the world using a godlike display of power, and from there completely and utterly altered all of the rules of the realm. I arrived, in 1965, 3 years after Adam had altered the very cosmos of this realm, and they had advanced themselves in those 3 years, about 30 years in technology, I would say. I didn't really do much but vacation there. Adam and me never really interacted too much in the flesh, as the world is big and the realm was big, and we were the only two enlightened individuals in this solar system. So we did interact in the digital web every once in a while, cordially. But all I know is that the realm got locked away by, I assumed, the Technocracy. I assumed that, I didn't even think necessarily that Samsonite was locked away there too, but maybe he did. I don't know.
Wow, that's quite a story. Jesus. Does the realm exist as like a physical point in this solar system? Like we can fly there like in a spaceship, or?
Yep. Yeah, I can
that
direct
work?
you there. There is a problem. After the planet was shielded, or the barrier, whatever it was that was created by these devices around it, seems to generate an awful amount of EM and spatial disruptions in the area. It's extremely rough for ships to be able to make it. My ship won't be able to get through the nebula that it creates around itself.
Our ship might be able to.
Just imagine her looking at the shuttle like,
Yeah, I don't know if that'll make it, but I mean, all the power to you. I mean, I'm sure you've got some tricks up your sleeve.
Well, we've got another ship. I mean, you probably. I suppose no, you didn't see it. Jesus Christ. An entire planet that copied Earth just exists here?
Figure out the logistics there.
And the
Well,
amount of
one of the
power.
things that it did not copy over was the history. So this is a replica of Earth based off of the uh, accepted history, I guess you could call it. There's no vampires or werewolves or mages. And history is a little bit shady on people who aren't in the history books. If you didn't make a really good, strong impression, the history of that family line might not be. For example, I don't exist there. I don't know if you guys do, but
Well, it was created a while ago, so probably not. But all the people on it must be, you know, I think you referred to them as spirits, right?
yes.
Or are they real people?
Oh no, they're definitely spirits. This is an emotional resonance that was created after the dropping of the nukes, if I was to guess anything. Something happened in the world when those nukes went off. The dynamic of the universe changed, from my understanding. And this realm shouldn't exist out in the deep Umbra like this. This is much more of a high Umbra realm that from my analyzation, but it got flung out here when it was created. And we're talking 10 light years, which, space and time, not really as simple as just saying 10 light years, but we're talking some pretty crazy mojo fojo that just happened to create that realm. I've been using it to power a lot of stuff before it got locked off, as it had a bunch of nodes on it. In fact, it replicated the nodes of Earth.
Wow.
Not all of them, just the more historic ones. Gaia doesn't seem to be there from my talkings that I had with some individuals on the web.
I'm going to run
Well-
back to the shuttle. My intentions are to get a thumb drive and put all of modern sensor schematics and theories onto it as much as I can with the resources of the shuttle.
Okay.
And then I'm going to come back with that to give to her to make a friend.
Oh, upgrades. Thank you.
Yeah, I figure we got eyes out here. It's going to just help everybody. Feel free to contact us. I'm sure that's not a challenge at all for you in the future. But if anything is awry, but I wouldn't want another shuttle that maybe has nefarious intents to be able to sneak up on you.
Well, thank you.
Is that it's the voice is slightly robotic because I'm talking from the suit, but I also couldn't bring myself to actually try to do a robot voice. So and then I just returned back to where I was standing prior of
You're a nice robot.
I nod. Sure, I'll take that. I will take that.
Wow, this has definitely been an interesting in-flesh conversation that I haven't had in years, many years.
Yeah, so based on our mission parameters, we definitely have to go find that realm. Can you help us do that?
Yeah, she goes downloads a schematic of the solar system for you and hands it over to you.
Awesome,
And
thank you.
gives you the coordinates for where the realm is.
Cool. Well, I guess we'll keep in touch.
Yeah, look me up on the digital web.
That gets out
Got
here?
so many questions about how she hasn't gone crazy, but I'm gonna hold
Blood
off.
sample, but yeah, I'll wait for next time.
Well, I mean, if she can access the digital web, she can probably go there physically. In which
Yeah,
case,
that's true. Okay.
it's like,
Yeah,
it's like
just like
living.
your house or my house, except that she's in a different galaxy. But you still
Yeah.
just go on the digital web.
It's like living in the country, but if you go through a door in your basement, you just come out in the middle of a big city.
Yeah, and you can ignore
How
that door, but
Castle
then
style.
sometimes you need to go and talk to people and see somebody act stupid, and you need to go and you just got that door in your basement.
And also you have to remember she's using cryosleep in order to stave off, like, I mean, she basically hasn't aged because she's probably only been like awake for, I don't know, maybe 3 years since she left Earth, so.
I was thinking about when we're done with this, we come back and we get drunk with her, and then we could ask her a bunch of pointed questions, like what is she waiting for? Like why is she not,
Well,
why would you choose her?
you have to remember the time that she came from. She left Earth 100, plus years ago, when the intellectual nature and power of a woman like her was looked down upon, not looked, seen as a great virtue.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's one of those, you kind of get the sense that she's a very quickly adapted to the modern way of life and stuff like that, and had been waiting and is still waiting for things to kind of catch up to where she is in the way of thinking.
Out of curiosity, when did Curie exist?
Early
Wasn't
1900s.
she was 1900s? Okay, I thought she might have been in the 18s. So, but
Maybe, I don't know.
but in any case, it's that's definitely not the norm in terms of the things that you just discussed. The Curie doing the work that she did was incredibly groundbreaking. I mean,
Carrie was born in 1867, but it looks like her big accomplishments came after 1900.
okay. Right.
That's interesting, though. That's cool. That's a good correlation there. All right, so yeah, she thanks you and gives you guys the ways to get there. So you're going to take the starship through the crazy nebula that you need to penetrate.
Well, I think we should go to it and like scan it as good as we can, and then make the decision. But yeah, I think that's exactly what we're going to end up doing.
Yeah.
Okay. The basic sensors that the captain information that the crew can kind of give you is that the nebula is definitely a extremely nasty, EMP cloud, basically. Shields will be non-functional. The armor that you have will protect the ship from the radiation and from the EM. So you guys are EM pervious, so you're able to penetrate through here.
Okay.
However, you are going to be subject to lightning blasts that could damage the ship. The likelihood that they're giving you is probably a, 85% success rate. There's a possibility that a massive lightning strike might be able to shut down your engines, and that would be bad.
Yeah, but talking to the captain, she's not like acting like, oh please God, don't make me kill myself by trying to do this. She's like, oh no, we'll be fine.
Yeah, she's pretty confident that they'll make it through.
Okay, I trust her.
So, real quick, just to be sure, if we can go back just a little bit, the realm of this altered Earth is no longer accessible through the digital web. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So this is like physically going through this nebula is the only way, theoretically.
Correct. There might be other things that you can think of, but yes.
Yeah. Can we cross-reference the signal that brought us out here and figure out that it came from probably closer to this location?
Yeah, I would say that's
extrapolate the signals direction, triangulate it.
Yeah, with probes, absolutely. But yes, absolutely, you're able to get a pretty good indication that the signal probably came from this realm.
That probably means my father is in there.
Do we know
got a signal?
Do we know where the planet is inside of the nebula, or is it just like the nebula blocks us from being able to scan inside of it?
Correct. You can't scan inside the nebula, so there's not really much that you're able to get. You don't even get that there's a realm in there or anything like that. You just get that there's a nebula cloud that you should probably never go into unless you had a reason.
Well,
kind of wrecks my idea of backing up, and we could just like fly at it real fast, and then turn off all the equipment so it doesn't. We're just coasting at that point. We just coast into the nebula, and we turn everything back on when we need it. Although if it doesn't turn on, that would be really bad. Never mind. Let's go slow and steady. I think that's a better option.
I'm going to trust the captain on those decisions.
All right.
Get us in there, Caps.
All right. Well, bring us in. Polarize the hull plating, and at your leisure. And the helmsman kind of like inputs the coordinates, and you guys head into the nebula storm. And
I'm going to be sitting at an ops panel during this, looking at data streams, sensors, and whatnot.
Definitely just looking out.
I will be doing the same.
So Robert's like checking out the like lightning storm. Is like, okay, I'm not involved in getting through this. I am here for the spectacle.
Oh yeah, I'm experiencing this shit.
Yeah, I could care less. I'm in the back in my lab making various files of shit that we're gonna need once we land.
All right, so I want both Malakai and Tycho then to give me an Arate roll difficulty of 6.
We abandoned them.
I'm going to spend a willpower on that.
I have both prime and forces, so if I would like to focus my efforts to preventing the damage, limiting the damage of lightning.
Okay.
I got 3 successes with the willpower.
And is there anything specific that you want to do with your magic, or I have a thing too that I'm going to be having happen?
I'll go with yours. I don't have anything specific.
Okay. All right, so starting off, then Malakai, you're able to kind of generate your own kind of like anti-electrical field that's like kind of almost like a field that's like a lightning rod almost, that's like drawing the lightning bolts and almost creating a shield around you. That's strikes off about 3 lightning bolts. You guys are still like kind of like hit by a few things, and you're kind of rocking. And then the navigation sensors are all over the place. Everything's kind of going kind of haywire. All of the electronical panels every once in a while will glitch out, and kind of like the EM almost kind of gets through. There's like maybe a split second of a short that happens in some of the panels as things kind of as you guys get hit by some of the lightning bolts. But Malakai definitely made it so things are pretty smooth going for you. And Tycho, you're able to kind of keep the computer system and navigation system from fritzing at this point, and you're able to navigate through the nebula, and you guys end up on the other side, and you see before you altered Earth. There are two giant contraptions, like almost like forks, that are on either side of Earth, and there is a ring of energy around it, and what looks to be almost like a galaxy above it that's like pouring energy around it and creating this kind of force field.
Well, fudge.
Any signals?
No signals.
What about the Buck Samsonite signal?
No Buck Samsonite signal.
Can I get a reading from what the galaxy / pouring effect? What kind of effect that is?
Yep, go ahead and make a Arate roll difficulty of 8.
Alright, this one... No, I'm gonna not spend... Oh, please don't. Oh, that's not right. That's a 6. I clicked too fast. It was lagging. I'm gonna save the willpower to prevent any catastrophes. So... at an 8, I had 2 successes.
All right. With 2 successes, you get kind of a scan off of this that there's basically that portal is generating a force field around this of level 5 of every sphere, with basically millions of successes that prevents anything from entering or exiting in any way, shape, or form this planet or this realm.
Huh. Okay.
With my knowledge of Prime, does that seem like if Buck spent a long time building successes, he could get a message out for 60 seconds before he gets overpowered again? Does that feel...
There might be but you're looking at your slim chance in hell. But I mean, it's magic. There's almost anything's possible. But he also has access to Earth, or a duplicated Earth, less magical but still powerful.
Yeah, all the nodes and stuff that are there. I'm going to suggest that we take the shuttles towards one of those forks.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
I won't.
If I bring up a 3-dimensional rendering of this whole thing, can I have the computer analyze how close we could get to the planet in each given area? Kind of give it I want to see the 3-dimensional aspects of this shield.
Yep. So basically, the shield that you're seeing is, there is a certain aspect of it that's pretty much this ring that's around the planet, and it's at that kind of thing. But when it hits these forks, it also is generating a shield around these forks that are making them unscannable. Like, basically, they're underneath the same kind of spell as well as generating it. The only thing that you're able to do is see them. Other than that, there's no other scan kind of coming off of this.
Okay. I've got some ideas, but I'll let other people go through some stuff.
So I can't scan into the planet.
Correct.
Correct. Fuck. Well, there goes my idea.
I was kind of thinking the same.
Because I would like to avoid this place like the plague, as long as Buck is not here. And if I could figure out a way to locate him here or not here, would be the deciding factor.
That funnel that is feeding the shield around the planet,
Yes.
that cone of energy, is that solid or is it hollow?
You would represent that as being probably quiescence in game terminology. It's like basically a bunch of quiescence and energy that's being poured into or from this portal that's above the planet and pouring down onto this onto the planet and powering all of this, and then also is part of the spell itself and gives off that resonance of
Anybody have the correspondence to understand what happens if we just fly through that portal from the other direction, trying to hit the dead center of the
I think
shield?
we would just be burned up by all that energy.
I'm wondering if there's an Eye of the Storm type deal going on.
Well, yeah, but you'd have to fly into it through the storm, right?
Could I do the mathematical equation with my correspondence of 3?
give me an Arate roll, difficulty of 6. Ooh, nice. So, you kind of start calculating out a couple of different things, and when you like evaluate that portal, you get back a signature that it's not going to one location. It is going to 5 other. 6 other locations.
So seven total.
Well, 6 locations and this location. So.
Yeah,
So
6 others are feeding this one.
Yes.
You get a sense for where
you can't get a bearing of exactly where this connection would take you should you be able to bear through this massive amount of energy that's pouring out of it, which is extremely aggravated damage if you tried to do it, basically. But if you did, you would calculate that you'd probably be able to go to Earth, the Penumbra, the Tempest, the Mid-Umbra, the High Umbra, or the Deep Umbra.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Wait, so I'm slightly confused. This galaxy up here.
Yep.
You're
Portal.
saying-
Galaxy-looking portal.
Yeah, it's a portal.
It's a portal.
It's
Okay.
a portal.
Yeah.
That
we
portal,
try sending a probe through it?
Which
Probe
one
would
would it
definitely
go to?
not make it.
Just die.
The ship, the captain will give you a fitty on whether the ship would be able to make it through.
Oh,
Not
I
great
don't like
odds
those
on
odds.
my life.
If we
I like the
really
idea.
needed to do it, if we were running for our lives because it was a 10% chance we could defeat whatever the hell is attacking us, I would take that, but I wouldn't do it for less.
All right.
All right, so let's go find something that's definitely going to kill us, so then our captain will...
Chase us down!
So real quick, the energy coming from the portal is coming from 6 or 7 different locations, or
6
is it
locations.
going? So it's coming from. It's all that energy is coming here.
Yes, all the energy is pouring from 6 locations, Earth, the Penumbra, Tempest, Mid-Umbra, High Umbra, and Deep Umbra are all being poured into here. Similar to the creation of, or how they like maintain Concordia, the Horizon realm of mages.
Okay.
It's a bunch of nodes that are feeding into this, and it's not creating the realm; it is blocking it.
Blocking it. I'm sorry, I'm not sure I understand that.
The power, the portal is taking a bunch of quiescence from these realms, feeding it into this shield in order to maintain the shield forever.
Yeah. Okay.
Does the magic that is maintaining the shield have a death resonance to it?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I would say that it has some death resonance in it because it's getting some of its power from the Tempest.
Does the structure of the shield itself have like it was constructed with
nefarious intent?
Yes, yeah. If you wouldn't mind me being
no,
so blunt.
there's no indication that this is of Nefandius. However, it's really hard to tell if it's like there's no obvious Nefandius taint.
Well, it'd be terrifying if it was, because the shit that I'm seeing is up. There's a lot of power going on right now. This is not. All right. Well.
Yeah, if Nefandi fucking did this to this Earth, what's stopping it from doing it to ours?
It just yanks it out of the fucking out of reality.
No, this happened to our Earth, right? This is somebody copied Earth and created this.
Not somebody.
We did.
An event.
An event created it.
Right. The emotional resonance of nukes and the idea that the world could truly end because of nuclear devastation created this realm.
Okay.
Did it create this realm like directly, or did it terrify people who had the ability to create this realm? So then they were like, "Hey, we should make a backup."
So also, this is just a hypothesis that's coming from Solar. Solar kind of, has studied this to a certain degree, and she gave you the breakdown of this. But her theory is that this is some kind of higher umbral realm that is created off of the fears and terror and collective consciousness of people when the nuke went off, and people, when people started learning of it. And she believes that maybe the catalyst was probably the nuke, and that due to whatever it flung it all the way out here instead of putting it in the high umbra.
Yeah,
it's a nice thought, but the consciousness of the people on Earth did not create these forks. These came from someplace else.
That would be a very smart assumption.
Well, what Alexa told us was that this Adam Levin guy seems to have been the one who did this. All of this shielding and the forks and stuff. So I want to do two things. Number one, ask the ship's crew. We can see the surface of the planet, right? Visually?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get some close-ups of some cities. Get as close as we can, and visual, I want close-ups. And then open the general hailing frequencies and be like, Adam Levin, we'd like to talk to you.
So you go in for some, actual shots of the planet, and when you try and get high resolution, like, pictures of the actual ground, everything comes back foggy, and you're not able to actually get any. You can get like high view kind of detail on some stuff, but where cities are, the one thing that you do notice is that the entire planet is covered in city, basically. There's still oceans and there is still forest and lands and stuff like that, but we're talking, you know, extreme advancements in technological displays of cities and the size of these cities on this planet.
Can we get close-ups of the forks?
You can get close-ups of the forks, absolutely.
Okay.
Are their size to scale? Like, they look like they're approximately the radius of the planet, which makes them absolutely huge.
Yes. Yeah, I would say that that's
Thousands
about to
of
scale.
So like our ship compared to those forks is like
A very tiny thing.
little thing that would okay.
God, they even thought to do visual blurring.
This vaguely reminds me of an anime that didn't exist in the time that we're playing, so never mind.
So I think with that, we're coming up on 10 o'clock here. How late do you want to go, or do we want to stop here? Because I know Phaedra does have to work.
I could go for another 10 minutes.
Yeah, I can go for like a few more minutes, but can't go too late. I gotta be up at like 6 tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. We'll just go for another 10 more minutes here then. And there isn't a lot left, to be honest, for you here for the ending of the episode. I don't think we need to make it a two-part episode. Because you guys are going to have to, you're not going to be able to solve this here and now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, get as much data as possible, and then let's get back out through the nebula and head back to, standard Earth orbit.
All right, get the ship ready. I'm going to cast Stop Shield, and then we just go right in. It'll be fine. I would like to. I don't have the ability to do so. But I would suggest that people with correspondence to see if they can tag. We might have to visit some of these places, perhaps from the other direction. It would be nice to see. Like, one of them was Earth. Like, where on Earth are they feeding this from? We should be able to detect that pretty quickly with the satellites already in place via. Technogate.
What would the other side of these portals look like? Would they be localized in realms, or is it just feeding from those realms in general?
I would say
Should I
that
roll?
you wouldn't really have any way of determining that at this point. You do definitely have a resonance, so when you get back to Earth, you can start scanning Earth for this resonance and see if you can find any correlating spots. Would be about the closest that you'd be able to do, and Earth would probably be the easiest one to scan for you. And then you might be able, once you find a node, you might be able to figure out more. You could also, but yeah, that's about the only immediate thing that I can think of that would be easy for you guys, or not easy, but I guess just that. But there might be some other ideas that you might have for how you want to try and do this.
Something that is inside of my skill set is inspecting these forks, even down to the point of like manufacturing or stylization, things that might be unique. You know how like a Windows tablet and iPad are always going to have stylistic differences.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm kind of like trying to, I think that's a way that I can help, because I don't have correspondence, but I do have matter.
Absolutely.
And so looking at, I'm going to focus on the forks and kind of who came up with them, what's the basis of this technology, what is it even doing? Like, those are all things that we don't really know.
I will I'm gonna do this because you did bring them along. So, Tycho, give me an intelligence difficulty of 9. Just intelligence roll.
Straight intelligence.
Non-botchable. Botch will just be a failure. So.
Let's see. This is it's just 3 dice.
You think so hard of it on it, your brain explodes.
No shit.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh no!
I
Did
got
you nail
3
that?
successes.
You nailed that.
I brought it with. What
So,
did I bring with?
Tycho, you have a faint memory of when you were looking through your father's invention book. These forks are in that book.
What? I go and grab it. I bring it back and I show him.
What?
I think my dad has a whole planet, guys.
So Phaedra, or well, you must have got them from Phaedra, or anyways, so you've got the book out, yeah. So when you guys like open up the book and kind of look at this, this is a crazy contraption that your father, looks like it. It definitely looks like there's a bunch of scribbling around and stuff like that that is happening that seems to be in some kind of like crazy language maybe, or just scribbles, but there's a bunch of other kind of stuff that you can kind of make out. There's these 2 forks. You see the concept of a object. It's not a planet. It's like a house that is being with these 2 forks, and then like there's a shower of power that's coming down with lines that go out and connect to 5 other spots. And basically the breakdown of it is that once you get this thing powered, you need to destroy all of the nodes that are powering it in order for it to immediately come down, because the idea of this is that even once one node, or even once it's been powered, it can be powered by just
Guides?
I
Yep.
am. I have a small concern with that. In that is if these are Brock Samsung. If these are Samsonite designs, this very well may be in place to keep something in, not to prevent us from getting in, or keep something from getting out, not necessarily from us to get in. And so it would be really nice to know that we're not going to release some super evil alternate Earth plague.
Right, us breaking the shield is the thing that starts 1999.
Yeah, because who knows? It might take us exactly 7 months to figure out how
All
to
that
break
work
the
we
shield,
did.
and then we pop it, and all of a sudden now there's like something, I don't know. It could be robots. Hey, you seen how many cities are down there? They're probably just.
They do seem to be a
excited
very
for the idea of expansion.
They do seem to be a very efficient society.
Probably only because of the quantity of people. There maybe time runs differently. There is a time 5 effect. It very well might.
You know that arc plot? Yeah, fuck that. No, we're obviously going to go find the other sides of these portals and turn that shit off so I can get to that planet and hug my dad. All right?
I didn't sign up for that. I was thinking cut our losses and say fuck it. Dad. Talk to Robert if you need some help.
Okay.
He's got that mind room. You'll be fine.
So actually,
if you wanna come see me in my office at any time, Tycho.
Like,
so
hell,
actually,
I can make another dad for you. If that's what you feel. We don't have to come here.
Anyway, so what's actually going to happen is we're going to take all this data back to General Bridges, and he's going to send us on missions that are appropriate to our skill level and destiny or something. Because we're still agents of Technogate.
Or you could just fly off with the ship and say you don't gonna come back until you finished your mission. Or whatever. I don't know.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to spend a few moments on the bridge, looking out of the window at the planet, getting covered by this blanket of energy that's being contained by these two massive like metal constructs, and I'm just going to just stand there in awe for a second as I just take
Yeah,
it
we
all
really
in.
take that in.
Yeah, that is. I'm just looking at the picture, really, honestly, and it's still just like, geez, that is.
And I come up next to him and I'm like, those aren't actually metal. It just believes it's metal.
It just thinks it's
And I give him a very what the fuck look. It's like, no, I'm a matter mage. That's fucking metal. Like, it might not be metal. It might be like plastics or some kind of composite. There's a lot of options there, but like, it's
matter,
definitely like
man.
a thing
It
that
matters.
exists. Yeah, that's a thing that exists.
All right.
Oh yeah, it exists.
So with that, I think I think we are gonna do the thing though, where you guys are gonna head back to Technogate.
Yep, with all of our data and
Yep.
as much as information as we could pull from it. Yep.
Cool. So we will dig into more of that probably, as we kind of go through. I'm going to say that the likelihood that you guys are going to immediately go to one of these nodes in next episode is actually pretty low unless something changes. I plan on probably doing more of an episodic episode for a couple episodes before we might do more on the node stuff. So. But this is, this is the start of the epic arc that we're going to be doing. I wanted to kind of lower it down on a scale, but still have it be pretty awesome. So,
It was an excellent teaser, man. Excellent teaser.
All right,
Get
so
down
this
to that
is
damn planet.
Frozen Fallout signing off.
This is Motorori. Good night.
Yep. Phaedra saying good night, peeps.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, this is Malakai. Have a good one.